Good morning, students. In previous class, in previous video, we stopped the process here. So we are observing the K-mean clustering algorithm problem, numerical example. So in the corresponding example, we must and should repeat. Means once again you have to reiterate. Means you have to third iteration. How to do the third iteration? How to do the third iteration means what is the meaning of that one? Once again you have to reconstruct this particular table. Means because the centroids are updated, now you are taking the updated centroids here and the points here. Once again you have to calculate the Manhattan distance to each point to the centroids of each clusters. Based on those distance we will decide the point belongs to which cluster. So you have to complete one more iteration. Means after completion of the third iteration, here we mention only second iteration. Once again you have to perform third iteration. The centroids are not changed, means the centroids are remain same. What is the meaning of means how long we will repeat the process? Repeat the above process until the centers of the clusters are not changed. If the centers of the clusters are not changed, means the data points are reside in the same cluster, right. So the next algorithm name called as K-medoid clustering algorithm with example. So why we are moving K-medoid clustering algorithm? We have some drawbacks in K-mean clustering algorithm. So in K-mean clustering algorithm applicable only when mean is defined. Next, need to specify K means before solving the problem we must and should decide number of clusters in the given problem. So that is another drawback. Next, unable to handle noisy data outliers. Next one is not suitable to discover cluster with non-convex shapes. So for overcome these problems they are introducing K-medoid clustering algorithms. So the another name for K-medoid clustering algorithm is also called as PAM. PAM means partitioning around medoids. Okay, so here in university examination they may ask a question like this also: explain representative object based technique. So representative object based technique in the sense which algorithm belongs to representative object based technique? K-medoid algorithm based to representative object based technique. So means if the university person asks question like this, explain representative object based technique, it is nothing but how to explain about K-medoid algorithm with example, right? So what is the technique behind this? See, instead of taking the mean value of the object in a cluster as a reference point, pick actual object to represent the cluster using one representative object per cluster. The partitioning method is then performed based on the principle of minimizing the sum of the dissimilarities between each object and its corresponding reference pointer. Right? This is the absolute error criterion is used. So where E is the sum of absolute error for all objects in the data set, P is the point in space representing a given object in cluster Cj, and Oj is the representative object of Cj. Okay, for understanding this problem, here we have four cases of the cost function for K-medoids clustering. So is follows. So first case is P currently belongs to representative object Oj. P initially belongs to means before swapping P refer Oj, right? If Oj replaced by O random as a representative object and P closes to the other representative objects Oi. So if Oj is replaced by O random in the sense when it is replaced and P is closest to one of the other representative object I, so then P is reassigned to Oi. So that is the point here. Means before swapping P is nearer to Oj. If one more data point we are selecting, that is called O random. If the distance between P to OI is nearer, we must and should swap these things. So means thick line indicate before swapping, dotted line indicate after swapping. Right? Next, P currently belongs to representative object OJ. If OJ is replaced by O random as a representative object and P is closest to O random, then P is reassigns to O random. Right? This is second case. Third case, P currently belongs to a representative object OI. If I not equal to J, if OJ is replaced by O random as a representative object and P is still closest to OI, the assignment does not change. The assignment does not change. Next, fourth case, P currently belongs to representative object OI, I not equal to J. If OJ is replaced by O random, as a representative object and P is closest to O random, then P is reassigns to O random. Right? These are the four cases are used whenever we are evaluating the cost function. Right? So these four steps are reside in this particular algorithm also. PAM algorithm. PAM means partitioning around midoids. So it was one of the first k-midoid algorithm partitioning based on midoid or central object is as follows. This is the algorithm. Yes. See, all of you, my dear students, all of you observe. Try to understand this is the textbook related algorithm. So this algorithm is converted into the following simple manner. You follow this one or this one, not a problem. This is in easy way we are explaining here. See how much amount of time is required to process this algorithm. The time complexity big O of k into n minus 1 n minus k whole square. For k-mean clustering, big O of nkt is the time complexity, right? So it is more robust than k-means in the presence of noisy and outliers, because model is less influenced by outliers or the out extreme values than mean. So this is the algorithm. Yes, with help of example try to observe the algorithm. So in this algorithm, first initialization means select k random points, whatever k random points out of n data points as the midoids. Associate each data point to closest midoid by using common distance metric methods. Means here also we are using distance metric, means distance value with help of Manhattan or Euclidean or Minkowskian distances. So in this particular algorithm we are using Manhattan distance. So third step is while the cost decreases for each midoid m for each data O point which is not a midoid. So swap m and O, associate each data point to the closest midoid, recompute the cost. If the total cost is more than that in the previous step, undo the swap, right? Yes. Now try to observe the example. This is the example. In this particular example, how many points we have? 0 to 9 in the sense 10 points in xy plane. So means 7 6 2 6 3 8 8 5 7 4 4 7 6 2 7 3 6 4 3 4. All these are the data points, 10 data points. For those 10 data points, we are representing the graphical representation in xy plane. So means now we are converting entire this cluster into different clusters based on the k-midoid algorithm. Okay, based on the PAM algorithm means k-midoid algorithm. So here we are see k is 2. See how many means randomly selected points we are assuming? Two randomly selected points. see, randomly we assume any point. See, in this particular example we are assuming C1 3 4, C1 3 4 3 4, this is the centroid of first cluster. C2 7 4, C2 7 4. Randomly you assume not only those 2 points, you assume your own points, right? That is the first step. Second step, calculating the cost. How to calculate the cost? The dissimilarity of each non-middoid point with the middoids is calculated and tabulated, right? So first of all, these are the given points. List down 10 points, mention all those points. Means now we prepare the table. Means dissimilarity from C1, dissimilarity from C2. Means dissimilarity from C1 in the sense this is the equivalent distance from this point to this particular C1, alage this particular point to this particular C2. So initially we are assuming 2 points acts as the middoids. 2 points are acts as the middoid. Points are acts as the middoids, right? So this is the distance between 0 point means 7 6 to this particular C1 3 4 is 6, alage 7 4, the distance between 7 6 to 7 4 point, that is C2 is the 7 4, C2 is the 7 4, the distance is 2. Like that we are evaluating the distance between these points to this particular C1 and C2. Like that, after evaluating all the distances, now all of you observe each point is assigned to the cluster of the middoid whose dissimilarity is less. The points 1 to 5 goes to C1, means C1 1, all of you observe this distance is less, means dissimilarity between these two. This point means 1 point, 2 point, 5 point, 5th point go to cluster C1. Like next 0 3 6 7 8 go to cluster C2. Yes, now we are evaluating the cost. Cost equal to cost C equal to 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2. See, 1, this is 3, 2, this is 4, 5, this is 4. Next 0, this is 0, this is 2. Next 6 3, 6 3, 3 2, 3 2. Next 7 1, next 8 1. Right, this is the cost is 20. See, initially we are assuming 2 centers, randomly we are assuming 2 points. Those 2 acts as the middoids of the corresponding cluster, centers of the middoids, right? Next, now randomly select one non-middoid point. So these 2 are the middoid points. Previously we were assuming 2 points C1 and C2, these 2 acts as the middoid points. Now you assume non-middoid point. Randomly select one non-middoid point and recalculate the cost. Let the randomly selected point is 7 3. The dissimilarity of each non-middoid point with the middoids C314, C2, C73, newly you assume 73, is calculated and tabulated. So this is the changed C2. Once again you recalculate the equivalent distances. after evaluating the equivalent distances, which are comes under C1 and which are comes under C2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 5 belongs to C1 cluster, 0, 3, 6, 7, 8 belongs to C2 cluster. Why you are removing 7 and 9? 9.34, it is a C1, C2 is 73. So that's why we are eliminating those two. Those two are middoids, centroids, right? So this new, now we are evaluating the cost. So 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 3, which is equal to 22. Swap cost, present cost 22 minus previous cost 20, which is greater than 0. Means as the swap cost is not less than 0, we undo the swap. Hence 3, 4, 7, 4 are the final middoids. The clustering would be in the following way. So this is C, means the first cost is less than the second cost, no need to update. So previous points acts as the centroids of the clusters. Centroids of the cluster means 4 points are in first cluster. These 3 points, see, these 3 points means 1, 2, 5 and 9 are in the first cluster. Next 0, 3, 6, 7, 8 and one more point that is called 7, 4. Initially we are assuming that is 7th point, fourth point. So those are in second cluster. So in C1 we have 4 points, in C2 6 points. So like that we have to finally draw this diagram with the help of K-middoid algorithm, right? So the following are the advantages and disadvantages of the K-middoid algorithm. So advantages, it is simple to understand and easy to implement. K-middoid algorithm is fast and converges in fixed number of steps. PAM is less sensitive to outliers than other partitioning algorithms. So disadvantages, the main disadvantage of K-middoid algorithm is that it is not suitable for clustering non-spherical groups of objects. That means arbitrary shaped group of objects. This is because it is relies on minimizing the distance between the non-middoid objects and the middoid. Briefly, it uses compactness as clustering criteria instead of connectivity. So it may, second one, it may obtain different results for different runs on the same data set because the first K-middoids are chosen randomly. So this is another drawback. Okay, now let us assignment problem. So see here we mentioned the solution also. So means in this particular problem, if I apply the K-mean clustering algorithm, see this is the K-mean. See how they are giving the input. They given in the data set with help of graphical representation. Decompose this entire cluster into two clusters. Use K-means algorithm to create two clusters. This is one cluster. For this cluster is decomposed into two clusters. This is the homework problem. All of you practice at home. This is the K-mean clustering algorithm problem. If you have any questions, ask the doubts in WhatsApp or send through mail. If you have any query, send the questions through Gmail or WhatsApp. Okay, thank you.